वेलकम टू मेरा संगीत पॉडकास्ट। आज के इस एपिसोड में मैं आपको लिए चलूंगी मुलाकात की ओर और आज आपके रूबरू रहेंगी शेफाली अग्रवाल। सियाटल में रहती हैं, लॉयर हैं बाय ट्रेनिंग, योगा एंड लीडरशिप इंस्ट्रक्टर भी हैं। With over 2,000 hours of training and 16 years of teaching experience with the Art of Living Foundation. So आज हम उनके इस सफर के बारे जानते चलेंगे। उनका जो सफर रहा आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग फाउंडेशन के साथ, आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग फाउंडेशन के बारे भी जानते चलेंगे और जो अपकमिंग इवेंट है अक्टूबर 19 को, इस बारे भी विस्तार से जानते चलेंगे। रहें बिल्कुल आप ट्यून्ड इन हमारे साथ। हेलो, हाय शेफाली, वेलकम यू टू merasangeet.com.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to be able to speak with you today here on merasangeet.com.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
So, Shifali, today we'll be talking a lot about the upcoming event, which our listeners have been listening to for quite some time now. We've been running the promo about the event, but more in detail, of course, from you today. But before that, a little bit about you, Shifali. Where are you based out of? When did you come to the United States?
Yeah, well, I've been based out of the United States for all of my life since I was born here. I was born to my parents came here back in the 60s from India, and I'm in Seattle now for the last 6 years.
That's so good to hear. And how is Seattle at this point in time? How's the weather there?
Oh, it's beautiful actually. It's the
Okay.
perfect season just before the fall rain starts. It's a gorgeous sunny day and we're loving it here.
That is so good to know. So, Shifali, a little bit about now your journey, your meditation journey. When did you join the organization?
hmm Well, actually, my journey started over 25 years ago, and I
Okay.
had no idea that I was starting a journey. I was in law school at the time, and like a typical law school student, pretty stressed out. And my parents recommended I go learn how to breathe. I didn't really question them at the time. Like, I know how to breathe. I just went
Okay.
because they recommended it so highly. And by the end of 6 days, I found myself just grinning for no reason, and my the whole of my life up till that point, since I had grown up in America, but to immigrant parents, so I found myself straddling so much two different worlds. And
Mm-hmm.
so I often felt like not at home anywhere. In America, I was always seen as an immigrant, and when I'd go to India, it was like, "Oh, you're American." So
Mm-hmm.
never found myself at home anywhere. And then when I took this course, within 5 days, for the first time, I felt like, "Oh, I'm home." And it
Wow.
was like this amazing feeling in my body, in my soul. Like I found something and a group of people that, just really made me feel at home. So that was the start
Hmm.
of the whole thing. And at the time, I didn't even know that this was yoga or that there was a guru
Wow.
involved. Like I
Uh-huh.
said, I just went for some stress relief.
Yes, of course. So our listeners here must be curious about the organization we're talking about. So we're talking about the Art of Living organization, and which, of course, you stepped into for a small, brief little course and had a long journey. You now also yoga and a leadership instructor, I believe, Shifali.
Yes, now, I mean, it's been like I mentioned, 25 years with the Art of Living. So,
Wow.
along the way, I just kept taking next step courses when every time things were going south in my life. I was like, oh, you know what? I felt really good the last time I took the Sahaj meditation course, or the last time I took a silence part two course. So I just kept doing that. And then 8 years in, I was like, oh, you know what? I should just do the teacher training because whether or not I teach, I wasn't actually planning to teach.
Uh-huh.
Whether or not I teach, I can just really use the skills and the knowledge gained to become so unshakable, which is really
Mm-hmm.
what I wanted. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, when I retire from law, I was practicing law at the time, then I will start teaching. Little did I know, I attended the teacher training, and it was so, so amazing that I was just like, you know what, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. So I took a
Wow.
sabbatical for a year, and it's now been like 16 years. I've been with full
Wow.
time with Art of Living, teaching
Wow,
all the
that's
different courses in communities or around all of the US, actually. I've traveled and taught all over.
okay. When you say different courses, can you just tell our listeners what all is there to learn from the Art of Living Foundation?
Well, I would say, first of all, Art of Living, what Gurudev really does is distill the practices of yoga in a way that's accessible for our modern day busy lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, like if you go to yoga, you're only gonna, a class at a gym, you'll only get like some exercises that you can do for that 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then going to the deeper layers of understanding is pretty hard to get to. So what Gurudev has done in all the, I think we have like 57 or 60 courses that you could take. He keeps bringing different techniques that are needed at different points in time for this modern day and modern society. So some of it might be asana, some of it might be breath-based work, some of it might be knowledge and wisdom, which allows the mind to kind of cease on its, patterns of future past, and come into the present moment. So
Mm-hmm.
all the courses keep building different facets so that the mind can come back and arrest itself right here in the present moment. And yoga
Okay.
actually, I mean, it would take many, many lifetimes to really go through the rich philosophy that has been given to us in the Vedas. So he distills it in these different courses. And we have courses for children, we have courses for teens, we have courses for adults, and then different segments of society also. So we teach in corporations, we teach in jails, we teach, of course, in communities. So really, the whole gamut of society. At the end of the day, like there's just so much stress and anxiety these days. We really need to bring different tools in which allow that mind to just kind of relax and come back to its nature, which is actually joyful, which is calm. And so the different courses will allow you to come back to that place.
Can tell our listeners a little bit about the foundation, who all can come in and join. Is there a kind of age factor? Is it also available online? So a little bit about Art of Living Foundation.
Yeah. So the foundation is it's basically serves all of society. Gurdev's mission is for building a violence-free, stress-free society and making life a celebration. So there's literally no part of society that Art of Living has not touched. It's a foundation that's run by millions of volunteers all over the world. And just instructors, we have 30,000 instructors all over the world, in 180 countries. I would say something like 800 million people have been impacted by the courses and the teachings of Gurudev. So you can imagine when we're talking about numbers that big, there's no part of society that we haven't reached in terms of making our programs available. So you can start as young as 8 years old,
Okay.
and then on up. There's no age limit, so all the way up as old as you are, you can always take a course. It can be online, it could be in person. If you're in a city anywhere in the
Mhm.
US, you can find our courses through our website, artofliving.org. You can, and as I said, there's in person or there's online. So our reach these days is pretty much all places where there are humans.
Wow, that's good to know. So,
But it's needed, right? It's
yes,
needed
of
for the
course.
society today.
Of course, can you just give a glimpse to our listeners, a little bit about any practice which we can
Sure.
all do to start with?
Do you want to try one on the radio?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Given that no one can see us, we'll do this
Yeah,
as best
yes,
we can.
yes.
Our courses often start with breath work. The breath is the thing that has been given to us as a gift by nature and in this very body that connects us from the outer world of activity to that inner world of silence. And while the mind is constantly all over the place, what we've seen is that you can't make the mind be quiet just by telling it to be quiet. The more you try to stop the mind from thinking or ruminating, it in fact becomes more loud. So the breath has been given to us as a tool to be able to come back and just relax again and let go. So, our part one course is actually designed to help you learn how to utilize the breath so that you come back to your own nature and you can drop all the stress. And so, what we can do today to just explore that a little bit is something that is called straw breath.
Okay.
So, all of you that are listening, you can imagine that you have a straw at your lips right now, an invisible straw. So, you just kind of purse your lips as if you were breathing into a straw or drinking from a straw. And then, what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in from our nose. And when we breathe out, we're going to breathe out through the straw, just imaginary straw. So just try with me. You can close your eyes as long as you're not driving and breathe in through the nose. And then through the straw, breathe out from your mouth. The longer time that you take to breathe out, the more you'll find that there's relaxation, rest, the heart rate starts to come down. So again, let's breathe in through the nose and breathe out. Take a nice long time as you breathe out through an imaginary straw. Do it one last time. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through the straw. And just come back to your normal breathing, keeping the eyes closed a few more moments. And then just observing how you feel. When you're ready, you can open the eyes.
This is excellent, Shefali. I'm sure our listeners listening in right now, I'm sure they would have tried in as well. And if not, I'm sure they would like to connect with the Art of Living Foundation and probably take a course. So we were talking about courses as well, Shefali, going back.
Mhm.
So if somebody wants to start, like you said, anyone above the age of 8 can, be a part of the courses.
Yeah.
So is there a segregation? Are there some foundation courses?
Yeah. So different courses, like I mentioned, for different age segments.
Mm-hmm.
For children, we actually have something called intuition process, which helps them tap into their intuition, their confidence. And so it's just different tracks for children. So if you're 8 years of age, actually it goes even younger with intuition. Then
Okay.
then you would take like a junior track. Then there's a senior track for slightly older children and teenagers. For adults 18 and above, you would take what's called the Part 1 Art of Living course. And that course includes learning pranayama breathing exercises along with something called Sudarshan Kriya.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's basically an effortless, rhythmic, breath-based practice of meditation. So
Okay.
that's where I would start out
All
for
right.
anybody
Okay.
who's looking. Mhm.
And then we keep going up. There's no limit to that,
Then
like we said.
there's many, many courses. Sahaj,
Yeah.
there's a part two silence retreat. There are many more courses. They can find them all on our website.
All right. So now let's come to the event. Do tell our listeners where is it being held at? What are the timings? How can they join in?
Oh, yes. So, what's so special actually in Seattle, we have Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar coming for a 1 day retreat, and he's teaching a meditation masterclass called Soak in Bliss. It'll be held at the Seattle Convention Center. And the most amazing thing is it's happening on Choti Diwali, which is October 19th.
Wow.
And
Okay.
there's a morning and an afternoon session. So morning session is 10:30 to 1. There'll be a lunch break where you can walk outside, digest, go get some food. And then in the afternoon session, 3:30 to 6 p.m. And
Okay.
tickets for this are available online. It's 250 for the base tier, and it'll get you into the whole event. If you've never seen or met Gurudev in person, this is a not to be missed event. It's something like it's a lifetime core memory when you meet him.
Okay.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just like you can learn techniques pretty much anywhere, even from an app these days. So,
Right.
techniques are one aspect, but our mind is so subtle. It always wants something new, something more complicated. And it really takes somebody with so much skill and someone who has that full awareness in that present moment to be able to pass on this subtle teaching so that you're also just sitting in the present moment. And that's what Gurudev does. His vibrations, his presence, it just brings like everyone wherever they are. I've seen this, no matter like how upset you are or how stressed you are, the minute you come into his presence, it's like you've entered this whole different dimension. And it's that presence that just somehow brings you right back into your own being. And
Mm-hmm.
so learning from him is really just so something very, very special. And he never does these kind of full day master retreats. At least I haven't seen it in decades. This
Okay.
is the first time it's happening in the US. It's happened once in Australia and once in Delhi in India recently.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be teaching different kinds of breath work, meditation, and also intermixed with wisdom, which will really that wisdom when he speaks, it's like those words carry a certain weight to them so that they become an experience. Whatever he's talking about, you see that, oh, all of a sudden you leave the session and the next day you start seeing that those things are actually happening in your life. It's a living
Wow.
experience. This the kind of blessing that comes from being in the presence of a master.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
Shefali, like you mentioned, it's on the 19th of October, and people who wish to come there can buy the tickets online. But supposing they miss, buying it online, can they just come in there on the day of the event, or do they need to do all the
We'll be
registrations
fully
before
sold
the
out
event?
by then.
Oh.
I don't think we're gonna have any tickets. We're
Oh,
well on the way. So
okay.
if they want to get it, I think they should get it now. We have people flying in as far as Australia. They saw our ads and they missed it over there, so they're flying over here. So anyone who's over here and wants to take it, you should buy it right away. And I think this week, if you buy, there's also we're including a deep wellness kit, so they'll
Mm-hmm.
be able to get a few other goodies along with this course. But I would say forget all the goodies and just come because you don't want to miss that presence when
Right.
he's this close to
So,
you.
so can you just let our listeners know the website they can buy the tickets from?
Yes, I can. It's AOLF dot me, ME, then again / Soakin Bliss, all one word, dash Seattle. That'll
Okay.
take you to the landing page.
Mm-hmm.
And if they want a phone number to call, it's 855-202-4400.
Got it. That's perfectly fine, Shifali. It's been wonderful talking to you. Anything else that you want to add?
Oh, I just hope that all of you hear this and that you just get your tickets right away. Come meet him in person for Diwali. Can't imagine a better Diwali celebration.
Wonderful. So, Shifali, wonderful talking to you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. It was so nice to meet you. I hope I get to meet you in person.
Same here.
Sounds good. Have a good
Yeah.
day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. And that was a wonderful conversation with Shephali Agrawal, a lawyer by training, also yoga and leadership instructor with over 2,000 hours of training and 16 years of teaching experience with the Art of Living Foundation. I'm sure आज की मुलाकात इनके साथ आपको बहुत इंफॉर्मेटिव लगी. अगर कोई और जानकारी लेना चाहते हो, आप उनके दिए हुए कॉन्टैक्ट्स पर जरूर पहुंचे या फिर kanwal@merasangeet.com पर भी पहुंच सकते हैं. और आप बिल्कुल बने रहें हमारे साथ मेरा संगीत पॉडकास्ट पर.